Hi, my name is Louis Santana, and for my brewing project, I brewed a unicorn IPA from Brooklyn Brew Shop. So, New England IPAs have been around not that long compared to other beer styles. And the New England IPA is a less bitter, more fruity subsection of IPAs. So, for people who didn't enjoy maybe the harsh bitterness that an IPA provides. New England IPA is a good spin on it. It is purposefully hazy, which is generally looked down on in beer just because of the way that it looks and the connotations behind a beer being hazy. But it's on purpose and it gives the beer a smooth mouthfeel that other IPAs may not have. So, for the tasting profile for a New England IPA, a little bit of mine. It has high hop aromas, sort of like a tropical fruit, berries, melons, and a slight bit of citrus in it. Its appearance, mine's is a light red, a pinkish, with made with beets. It's hazy and fairly opaque. You can't really see through it, and it has a very, very persistent head. Now, persistent head is throughout all New England IPAs. They're typically very large heads that last for a very long time. The flavor is a high hop flavoring. That's just like the aroma. You have a little bit of fruits, a little bit of melons, slight bit of citrus, and a small amount of bitterness compared to other IPAs, but it's still there, just lessened due to the fruity tastes. Now, the mouthfeel is a very smooth and creamy, very light amounts of carbonation, and it's moist. It doesn't give a dry mouthfeel like other IPAs do. And the aftertaste goes away fairly quickly. So, to enjoy it, you do want to do it as fresh as you possibly can. The fresher that the New England IPA is, the better that it's going to be. And overall, it's a nice and smooth beer that some people who may not enjoy the bitterness of other beers may find themselves enjoying, like I did. So for the ingredients, beetroot is used mostly for color, but it does add a little bit of fruitiness to it. Most of the fruitiness, however, comes from the Amarillo hops, the Mosaic hops, and the mix, the grain mix. It also comes with rainbow sprinkles that you're supposed to put on top of the head. These don't sink, so that it gives a different kind of flavoring to the beer. And when carbonating, it uses honey. Now, for food pairings, if you are a fan of fatty foods like a pork loin or maybe a sausage, the hops pair really well with those because it goes through the fat and doesn't uh, doesn't take away from the taste. For a dessert, it pairs with something tangy, like a matcha ice cream. Green tea has that little bit of a tang to it, or something like a key lime pie. Stuff along those lines of desserts that are made with like a little bit of citrus or something pairs really well with the sweetness of this beer. Now, for the brewing process, this is a video of my process. Okay, and now onto the logo. So I named this beer after something heavily associated with Miami, Vice. You may recognize the colors from, let's say, the alternative Miami Heat jerseys. Uh, so since this is so ingrained in Miami, and since the beer ends up becoming a pink color, I decided that Vice would be a very fine name to name it. And yeah, thank you for your time.